we're both clearly very happy. And this girl was crying right next to him, like, should you have funny? You want physical touch? With Jegbese, multiple credit card debts. Oh, the physical touch. Everybody's talking about generational wealth, but it's like, if you give your children generational trauma, what would be the point of the wealth that you're building? If I'm in a relationship with you, I want you. I don't want fucking ace-shaped metal. I feel like we have a communication problem. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your host, Odun Ayo. Welcome back to the BMS podcast. Today I'm going to be breaking down the couples on blue therapy. Who do we start with? Okay, let's start with these two, right? First of all, the both of them need therapy, but she should have her therapy separately and he should have his therapy separately. He needs to figure out his commitment issues and she needs to figure out why she's choosing to remain in that relationship with the guy that's clearly told her he doesn't want to get married. Like, it's one thing if he says, okay, maybe because I'm not where I want to be. Like, even that is unacceptable because 7 years, like, come on. But he said he's not getting married at all. And she's saying, oh, I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change my mind. Girl, you've changed your mind. The worst part about you changing your mind is the fact that you're now in delusion about changing your mind because you're remaining with this guy and he's already said he doesn't want to get married. Like, he's not getting married. He's not changing his mind. You know what, like, ticked me off the most was when he sat there saying, why would anything change or why should we change anything? We're both clearly very happy. And this girl was crying right next to him. Like, should you have funny? Can you not see that she's crying? How like, can you not see that the girl is crying and talking about you're both clearly very happy? Like, are you blind? It just doesn't make any sense. The fact that she was actually there and she was crying about them not getting married and he was saying that they were happy. Like, okay, so in other words, I'm happy with this current situation. I don't give a fuck how she's feeling. And as long as this works for me, I'm going to remain in it. And she's just there like, oh, I'm not going to change my mind. 5 months later, she's still there, not changed her mind. And I think for a lot of women, yeah, when they've invested a lot into a relationship or a guy, they always stay or remain. They feel like they're giving too much, they can't just leave. And I just wanted to say that you are currently reaping the fruit of somebody else's labor. Because you've invested in a guy doesn't mean that you're going to reap from that investment. The only investment that you're most guaranteed to reap the benefit of is whatever you invest in yourself. Like, relationships are not guaranteed. Even when you get married, it's not guaranteed. So when you're in a relationship with a guy, and even if you've invested so much, it's not too much to the point where you always feel like you cannot leave this person. I feel like every relationship should always have a deal breakers. Everyone should have deal breakers. And that is your boundary. That is like your own commitment to yourself. If I don't get what I want, if this relationship is not fulfilling me the way I want to, then I'm going to leave the relationship. And he's not going to marry you because he knows you're not going to leave. And you keep saying, oh, it's easier said than done. But it's like, it's easier for him to get married. It's actually easier for him to get married than for you to leave. So if he's not going to do what's easier for him or for the both of you, then why are you still with him? And then he keeps saying stuff like, oh, I never had anybody in my corner and I've always been by myself and I finally found someone who's there for me, like she's my person. He finally found someone to stay in his dirty corner and he's not marrying. I actually don't have too many words for him. I feel like he clearly has deep-rooted family issues or commitment issues or issues around family that he needs to sort out. And it's highly unlikely he's going to do it while he's comfortable because there's nothing that's initiating or making him want to change. He's very comfortable where he's at. This girl is doing everything that he wants her to do and he has no incentive for change. He has no reason to change. Like, they may have a shot, but first things first, baby girl, call mommy. Tell her that you're going back home. Tell her that you're moving back home. Leave that guy's corner. Leave his dirty corner. Let him stay in his stupid corner by himself. Go home. Take care of yourself. Pour back into yourself. And then if there is a shot, he should have been doing the work for himself, because as long as you're there, that he has no reason to do anything else. And the annoying part where he was saying stuff like, there's no structure for a wife. Like, guys with commitment issues will say whatever. Like, they do not care about hurting your feelings. They'll say whatever they need to say to get out of the possibility of making a commitment. So the best thing for you to do is to just leave the house. Once the lease is up, if the lease is not contracted, carry your bags, call mommy, tell her you're going home, and tell her you're coming home, and leave him in his corner by himself. Since he's been complaining about nobody ever been in his corner, then you should stay in his corner by himself. Then, since you've been there for 7 years and he's not, the corner is not cornering. Like, who would want to be in his corner when he's treating the person in his corner like this? Nobody. So, and he keeps talking about, oh, why do you want me to change myself, or why do you want, like, yeah, I feel like with him, his business right now is with his therapist and his therapist alone. Now, let's look at these two. I feel like there's clearly love between these two, but they're very childish. Like, they're very, very, the both of them, I mean, one childish, but I would say that in order for them to move forward, he has to make up for the fact that she didn't feel supported when she was pregnant. I feel like that's something that's really big, like, for women, just for anyone in general. Like, when you're ill, or like when you're not feeling um independent, right? And the person that's supposed to, your person that's your partner, that's supposed to be there for you, that's supposed to support you, is not supporting you. It is very destabilizing. It just makes you feel like you're alone in the world. And of course, that's the reason why she doesn't want to have more kids. Like, clearly in her mind, she wants more kids, but the way he treated her is the only reason why she's choosing not to have more kids with him. So he has to make up for the fact that he wasn't as present, he wasn't there, or it wasn't as supportive than he could have been. And the fact that he's not acknowledging it and he's not apologizing is probably the reason why she's like, I don't want to have more kids with you. And he keeps saying, oh, you keep complaining, and it's like, some guys just need to fucking listen to what the girl is saying. She's saying, I feel like you done me dirty. Like, clearly, what you've done is not cutting it for her. So if you don't understand, what would you have preferred I did as your partner? And she would have said, okay, you should have done this, you should have done this, okay, so now I know, I'll do that in the future. I apologize, I'm sorry. How do I make up for it? Now, simple. And then the next thing is the cheating and her calling his phone multiple times. Like, baby girl, if you suspect a guy is cheating on you, there is no amount of phone calls that's going to make him stop the cheating. Okay, if anything, it makes him feel like, I'm bad, like I'm about to eat some forbidden fruits. If you suspect a guy's cheating on you, you do not go calling his phone line like every 30 seconds till he picks up. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the cheating that is about to cheat. Okay, you're not God. You cannot stop. You don't have forces to use to prevent the cheating. Okay, so if you suspect that a guy's cheating on you, first things first, if you're going to call once, leave a message. Autant. From that moment where you have that suspicion, like I said, you don't go calling him, but you stop being intimate with him, right? You stop intimacy with a guy that you suspect is cheating on you, because it's one thing for you to, I feel like checking the phone is even long, because at that point, if a guy knows you're checking his phone, he's probably going to be more careful and more secretive, like find, more cunning ways to cheat. Like, if you feel like a guy's cheating on you, operation get ready to leave. Like, you need to start tying your shoelaces. You need to start like getting yourself in order. Like, go out, get your hair done. Like, if a guy should go out, if a guy that you're dating should leave the house, right, and come back too late in the night, and you ask where he's going and he gives you stupid excuses, and you know it's not adding up, the next night he must not meet you in that house. He must not meet you in that house. If you saw that he went out and he was being stupid and he was doing stupid things, you don't sit down in the house and wait for him to come and start crying like, oh, he's cheating. I don't care if you're going to your best friend's house, you're going to your mommy's house, you're going to get dressed, leave that house. The time that he came back last night, because guys don't listen to the nagging. It's like, you need to pack yourself up. Get yourself ready to get the fuck out. I didn't say you should leave yet. Confirm, but start gearing up. Like you need to start pouring into yourself and start trying to even look better than you are now, because he's probably going to be thinking when he starts seeing you look good and starts seeing you go out, he's the one that's going to be having the high blood pressure. He's going to be the one thing, because you destabilize him. Because I feel like most men that cheat, they cheat because of lack of discipline and also sometimes boredom. It's like, oh, I want to try something new. I want to try something different. Oh, you want to try something new? I'll give you something new. I'll give you a different version of me. So you, because you're being a good girl, you're doing everything right, and you're like, oh, I'm bored. I want to try. Just stop intimacy. Start taking care of yourself. Start going out. And if he's cheating, more likely he's gonna start suspecting you for cheating. You know how guys that cheat, they start projecting. It's like, if you're going out, I'm going to cheat. So that means you too, you're going out, you're probably going out to cheat too. So he's gonna think that, and you're going to start messing with his own brain. Because if I mess glory me, I will mess with your own. But you're not doing it for vengeance. You're doing it because you're trying to ground yourself and not have your mind going crazy. Because I'm not getting the end of high blood pressure. Don't, but you're calling a guy multiple times in a day. Like, what is that gonna do? What's that gonna change? It's not gonna change anything. It's not gonna fix the relationship. It's not gonna make him not cheat. It's not gonna make you trust him. It's not gonna, like, you can't spend your whole life trying to cage someone or prevent them from cheating on you. It's just coquin shalabert. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, who's next? So with these two, I feel like this guy's giving me a different perspective to the fact that men are always thinking or planning in the future tense. Like, you have two young kids and a wife that needs you, and you're talking about, I want to retire when in 8 years. Like, retire and do what? Retire, and like, I understand wanting financial freedom. I get that, but there's no point. Like human beings, they need purpose, right? They need a sense of purpose. I understand not wanting to feel like you have to work, but just working for the fun of it, or like working because you enjoy your job, or just having, or just feeling like you don't have to work, right? But is it worth missing the youngest years, or like watching your children grow up? Like, is it worth missing that? Is it worth losing your family over? Because even with older people, right, medically speaking, the brain, the body starts to deteriorate when you don't have a purpose, when you don't have something that's keeping you up, that's waking you up in the morning and everything. So it's like, it doesn't make sense that he's so focused on the fact that he wants to retire early, and he's like, oh, she should appreciate that, she would love that. It just does not make any sense. Like, it just, like, bro, just don't do that. You need to spend time with your family. In 8 years, your kids are going to be how old? And at that point, who's going to be raising them? Who's going to be showing them what marriages should look like? Who's going to be showing them that presence of having a father in the house? Who? So I understand, like, I feel like everybody's always talking about generational wealth and everything, but it's like, if you give your children generational trauma, what would be the point of the wealth that you're building? Like, look at some of the most famous people that weren't there for their kids, and how their kids have just deserted them, or the kids just don't even care about the money that they made. So it's like, there's one thing to build generational wealth, but I feel like it's also just as important, or maybe even more important, to show or give your kids an example of what your future generations should look like. Not just trauma and trauma and trauma. Like, yeah, you want to make money, that's cool, but you have a 3 month old. Like, your family needs you. Providing is not just money. Like, you need to be there. You need to be supportive of your partner. You need to provide security and safety for your partner emotionally, not just physically. So I think a lot of guys don't understand that. Now with these two, remember how I was saying, like, you don't go calling up a guy or complaining when you want his presence, or like when you feel like he's doing something that he shouldn't be doing. You see how she went and she got busy and she started doing more work and she just poured into herself. Now he has to beg for her time. Yeah, that's the position that you want to be in, because she's done the right thing. Like, she's gone and she's like, okay, you know what, I'm asking you for more time to leave the kitchen and actually spend more time with me. You don't want to do that. I'm going to stop coming to meet you in the kitchen. I'm going to go out, live my life. And now he's coming back to find or to seek her presence. Also, the insertion of like his mom saying stuff like, "Oh, you just have to endure. You just have to." She endured, so of course she's gonna tell her partner to endure. But at the end of the day, she endured, and she didn't end up in a relationship. Like, she endured on her own. So all she knows how to do is to endure. And I feel like with a lot of older generations, especially when they see younger women having the right to choose or feeling like they don't have to endure the things that they endured, they tend to feel some type of way. And even the fact that the sister Jesus, the sister also hadn't seen like a proper representation of what married life or having a partner should look like. She's also saying stuff like, oh well, she's not the one for you. Like, all the girls doing saying she wants more time with her partner, and you're saying that, you know, she's not the, she's just not like the, like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? I feel like I have a lot of brothers, so I'm always on their partner's side. Like, I'm always taking the side of the girls, because my brother always yells at me because he's like, you never take my side. But I'm like, okay, I want, at the end of the day, I want the best for my brothers, right? And I feel like, um if something is wrong, I feel like I try to give a biased opinion, a opinion from a woman's point of view, for my brothers. But I feel like as a sister, if you know that your brother's partner hasn't done anything wrong to them, you should be able to give your brother an understanding of where she's coming from. Like, literally all she's saying is, I want you to spend more time with me. You missed my birthday. Like, and wait, is it the same one that missed her birthday, or am I mixing them up? Yeah, it's the same one. So it's like, there's nothing really should be that important for specific days of your family's life. Like, I understand guys chasing money, but I feel like even when guys talk about chasing money or trying to be a provider, it's usually for selfish reasons. It's for their ego. Because I feel like for a lot of women, they actually would prefer the balance, not just, oh, give me money, buy me things. Unless she doesn't like you. Like, if your girl doesn't like you, then she'll be okay with you just spending money and not spending time with her. Like, a girl that's so focused on materialistic things, she would rather you, yeah, go outside and go and make your money, as long as you're spending the money on me. But if a girl actually has feelings for you, she actually likes you, she would want your presence as well. She probably would want your presence more, and should want the materialistic things included in your presence, not just, oh, you're not around, you buy me a bracelet. The fuck am I gonna do with some fucking metal? Like, I'm in a relationship because I want companionship, I want company. I don't want a fucking piece of metal. Like, I want you. Because I could have just gone to work and get that shit for myself. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I want you. I don't want fucking ace shaped metal. Really? I don't care if it's worth money. Like, I feel like, unless she grew up in poverty, that's the only way. That's the only way she'd be like, yeah, I want someone that's gonna give me money, 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 money. I feel like people that didn't grow up, even forget growing up, forget how you grew up, because I feel like regardless of how you grow up, there's some people that just they understand, or they see the world as more than just what you can hold in your hand, like what possessions you have. Having good memories with somebody, like spending quality time with somebody that you love, would always be a lot of things. There will always be a lot of material things, because at the end of the day, like, what's the point? What's the point of all the money you're making if you have nobody to enjoy it with? If you have nobody to spend it with? If you have nobody to just spend your time with? So yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. Um, yeah, and I feel like sometimes you need to know when your parents' advice is of their generation. Like, there's some advice that you get from your parents, and you know that, okay, yeah, this would not work for my generation, especially if they weren't, or they didn't have um a successful relationship, or they weren't able to model a successful relationship to you. Like, my mom's views on relationships, like, my mom doesn't care about cheating, because she feels like If he cheats on you, you cheat back. That's my mom's philosophy. Like, it's cheating, it's small cheating. He cheats, you cheat, everybody's happy. That's her perception of cheating. But I'm like, I'm not gonna cheat. Like, I can't conceptualize cheating on my partner. So of course I wouldn't take it. But she's like, if he's cheating, you cheat too. Why are you complaining? so so that's my mother's opinion. That is her opinion. That is her life. Like, I'm very different. I'm very much like, love a girl. If you're with me, you should only be with me. You should not be entertaining anybody else, and I'm not gonna be entertaining anybody else. Um, and about searching your partner's phone, I don't believe that you should search your partner's phone, but I feel like you should have access to it. I don't think you should be snooping around your partner's phone, or like trying to get into their just details of whatever they're doing. But I feel like um you should have access to it. You should know their pin code or whatever, their codes for their phone. But it just doesn't make sense for you to go snooping around there. I feel like if you don't trust your partner, that is the problem, not the phone. Yeah. I would probably even hire a private investigator before I start snooping around somebody's. I don't know, but yeah, I don't support like snooping around in a guy's phone. I feel like if you don't feel um secure in the relationship, just pull your energy back. Like, there's no point snooping. I don't know what you're planning to find. You probably don't want to see what you're gonna find. So if you feel like the relationship is not working, or if you don't feel safe, then you're probably best just pulling your energy out of the relationship than going there and snooping and just causing issues, or creating, or like, yeah, just looking for shit. Um, what else? One more thing. One more thing. What other couples? Oh yeah. You see why I never truly respected guys that go all out and just wanna flex and just wanna be buying like stupid shit that you know that you don't need. I feel like for me, I am more impressed by a guy that's conservative ish in spending. Like, I wouldn't ask a guy to buy me something that I wouldn't buy for myself. Um Obviously if he wants to, shit. But I feel like it's really, really important to understand your partner's financial habits before you become committed to them. Like, all of these things you should know before you start having kids with them, before you start, trying to get married to them. Because when you start mixing your finances together and it's not adding up, like, that is, mm, yeah, 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 because it removes your sense of security, especially in a world like this where not having money um removes access for you for a lot of things. And the fact that she didn't mind having or earning more money is great. But yeah, like, how can you be broke, in debt, you have a partner that wants to cook for you, and you're still like, yeah, I don't want anything in the house, I want to order food. Like, you're not five. Like, you need to get your finances in check. And he kept talking about how there was no physical affection, there was no da, da, da. Like, I love my physical, like, you've destabilized this woman. Like, she doesn't feel secure, she doesn't feel safe with you, she doesn't feel like she can trust you. And all you're thinking about is, I want some kisses, I want a hug me, kiss me. Like, the house. Oh my god. Oh, do I query you, Kurodule? I'm talking about kiss me. I have no kisses. She doesn't want to kiss me. She doesn't want to hug me. I want physical touch. Oh, Jegbe say, oh, what physical touch. Like, I totally understand why she was pissed off, because like, how can you be in debt and you're talking about physical touch? Like, maybe God wants if I touch. Like, if I was in debt, like, I would not be thinking about this. Like, my every morning when I wake up, how do I get out of there? How do I get out of there? And it's like, this is there play PS5. Real way. And you want physical touch. What Jegbe say? multiple credit card debts. That physical touch. And I think for me, it's not even the fact that he had a problem with spending. It's the fact that he was secretive. It's the fact that he was lying. It's the fact that like he was dressing up and pretending to go to work when he didn't have a job. I feel like I don't like telling people when I have issues financially, because I feel like, let's say you have a I don't know, let's say you're trying to get a job or something. Every time they reach out to you, you're going to have to keep telling them whether or not you got the job. Like, it's just, for me, it adds a lot more pressure. So I understand that. But from the moment you get into a partnership with somebody and you're merging your finances together, it's no longer about how you feel or what will make you feel ashamed. It's about the two of you now. There's somebody else's future that's dependent on your actions. So you have to be honest with them. And also, it helps that they keep you accountable as well. So if you have a partner, you should have a partner in that sense, especially when your finances are together. You cannot be hiding shit from them. Like, that is a violation. That is a violation. These other two, I don't know what's going on with them. I want baby. I don't want baby. I don't want, like, to be honest, I do feel like we have a communication problem in the dating scene in general, men and women alike. I feel like we have a communication problem. Like, I feel like with most of the couples, except at least two of them, most of the couples, one was saying something, the other one was hearing another thing, and one was saying another thing. The other was like, they are speaking, they are communicating, but they are not. What's the word? What's that word? They're not comprehending what each other are saying. There's no comprehension, but there's communication with most of the couples. So I feel like we do have a communication problem. I don't know, maybe they need to open back the schools, or is it a communication problem, or is it a problem with vulnerability? Because I feel like a lot of them were trying to be honest, but they were also trying to keep their guard up. So it's like they're trying to say what they wanted to say, but in a way where it's like, nah man. They're trying to, use their ego to communicate rather than communicate vulnerably and make sure that their partner is trying to understand what they were saying. Because it's like, it's like they were all communicating, but it just wasn't making sense, especially with this one where she kept cutting off her partner. It's like he couldn't even complete a sentence. She said something, it's like, bro, can you people just listen to each other, like listen to each other? Because yeah, all of them have communication problems, all of them, except these Dami and somebody. I don't know all of their names, but yeah, that is my review. Thank you for watching this episode. I will catch you in the next one. Till later, it is Odo Ayo.